Hi guys, it's C&NOnline, and today we're going to mix it up a little bit with a hardware review. That's right, we have for you today the Nintendo 2DS from the good people at Nintendo. So, let's get started.
The 2DS is Nintendo's latest handheld console that hit the shelves last year. The key selling point with this console was that you could play all the latest 3D games without having the 3D feature. This was done because we're guessing that a lot of Nintendo fans either didn't like the 3D on some of the games, or parents didn't want their kids playing games with the 3DS because of all the speculation the handheld got at launch.
The console itself is quite big. It's bigger than the original 3DS, but not as big as the 3DS XL. The screen size for the 2DS is similar to that of the 3DS. Whilst the 3DS XL has a bigger screen size, the games are stretched to fit the screen, though on the 2DS games are played at their native resolution. The quality of the games are brilliant and look really nice on the screen to show the screen size isn't a problem. One of the main problems we did find though was that you couldn't close the screen. It's all open and on show. It put us off a little because there's nothing ready to protect the screen. Yes, you can go out of your way to buy screen protectors, but they only do so much. Let's say you were to accidentally drop it. It could do some damage, but it does look like it's a really sturdy and robust system. And seeing as we can't go around dropping consoles, we'll just have to leave it at that for now.
The shape and feel to the handheld reminds us of an old Game Boy. It fits surprisingly well in your hand, and you have enough room for your hand to sit comfortably on the console. We used to own a 3DS, but due to how small they were, we upgraded to an XL. The 2DS feels like an XL in size, but wears a 3DS screen. On the 2DS, each button has its own space. So whereas on the 3DS and the XL, the home button, select button and start button were all across the bottom, the 2DS has their own space for the home button, the select button and the start button. This is really nice because the buttons aren't cramped together at the bottom of the console, and the console itself doesn't look as if there's a lot going on. It's laid out really well.
You still have one analog stick sadly, and the D-pad's on the left. Then, on the right you have the A, B, X and Y buttons. The game cartridge slot sits nicely on the top of the DS as usual, but this time it's slightly to the left of the centre, which isn't a problem at all. But just make sure you don't accidentally eject your game while playing with the L button. On the right side of the 2DS you have the SD card slot and the stylus, which is the same place as the 3DS. Then, on your left you have the volume slider.
The big change to the device is to turn the wireless on and off, you have to go into the control panel to activate it. And because you physically can't close the DS to put it into sleep mode, you have a button on the bottom right of the console, which is a slider that allows you to put it into sleep mode when you are ready. The last thing to mention is that you still have the L and R button in the same place, though they are bigger but a lot more comfortable as they curve around the shape of the device.
The 2DS has 3 cameras overall, one on the front and 2 at the back. The 2 cameras on the back can still take 3D images, but sadly can only be viewed on a 3DS. The 2DS can only view them in 2D. This was added by Nintendo so that users could still share 3D images with others that had a 3DS console.
The console in the UK is currently available in 2 colours, these being black and blue or red and white. When purchasing the console, it will come with a charger, unlike the 3DS XL which required an extra purchase. But if you already have a DSi or a 3DS charger, this will work perfectly fine with the 2DS.
The system only has one speaker on it, and that's in the top left hand corner. Though only having one speaker, it's really clear and loud. Seeing as the 3DS has 2 speakers, it is weird to see the 2DS only having one, though this isn't really a problem because you can't really tell. The only issue is that for some of the games, you sometimes heard the music and the cutscene audio blend together, making it hard to hear what was going on.
In short, the Nintendo 2DS is a brilliant system, though it seems its key audience is aimed for kids, where parents will not want the 3D feature to be used. It plays all of the 3DS games in 2D, and has the option to play all of the Nintendo DS games, therefore being a great system for those who want to play DS and 3DS games available. Now let's look at the positives and negatives. Positives: really comfortable for all hand sizes, plays all the latest 3D titles, and perfect for the target audience. Now the negatives: screen always on show, and not as easily portable.
If you're already a Nintendo 3DS or 3DS XL owner, the Nintendo 2DS may not be a needed purchase, and you probably wouldn't be able to justify its purchase in general. Don't get us wrong, it is a great system, though it doesn't have enough differences to make it worth purchasing on top of a 3DS. Though if you don't currently own a 3DS, the Nintendo 2DS is a great purchase if you aren't too keen on the 3D feature. At the end of the day, the 2DS has everything that the 3D system has to offer, and at the same time offers the exact same gaming experience. For these reasons, the Nintendo 2DS deserves a C&N score of 4 out of 5.
Thanks for watching guys, feel free to leave comments down below and make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video. This is C&NOnline signing off.
It plays all Nintendo 3DS games in 2D and is backward compatible with a library of more than 2,000 Nintendo DS games. Connect to the Nintendo eShop to download games, applications, and more. Enjoy multiplayer gameplay with friends and family through a local wireless connection, or take the action online. 2DS brings the fun to you wherever you go. Nintendo 2DS.